Dear audience, for your information, the live stream. Greetings, audience. We will start the competition right after the upcoming video. Thank you.
Ini cara cewek menghadapi hari deras. Gak ada yang bisa menghalangi. Tetap nyaman, tak terhentikan. L'Oreal Heavy Flow Expert. Inti penyerap instannya serap banyak dan cepat. Dengan perlindungan yang lebih panjang dan lebar. Ini cara cewek menaklukkan hari deras. L'Oreal Heavy Flow Expert.
Sekarang semuanya serba berbeda. Beda cara kita beraktivitas, beda juga tantangannya buat kulit wajah. Selain kusam, wajah juga makin berminyak. Cuci muka pakai Ben's Biore Cool Oil Cream dengan black tea dan antibacterial scrub yang cepat angkat kulit kusam berminyak dan langsung merefresh wajah. Wajah segar lagi, aktivitas gue bisa lebih. Ben's Biore Cool Oil Clear.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the final round of the 2021's English Speech Competition. I take this opportunity to thank everyone that has taken part in this competition and to our sponsors. L'Oreal, Ben's Biore, ST22 Empowerment of Friends, ST22, PT Maju Tama Teknologi, PT Dayatri Mukti Solusi, inspirationclothing.id, and a big shout out to PRASA Komunikasi. My name is Kalanaya, and I'm honored to be your master of ceremony this afternoon. I'd like to begin with introducing our honorable judges today. We have Mrs. Gadizsa as a performance skill judge and Ms. Anggun as a language skill judge. The judges, please turn on your video. Thank you. So Ms. Anggun, please turn on your video. Thank you. Right. Next, I would like to invite the judge to deliver their opening remarks. Now, please welcome Ms. Anggun.
All right, thank you, Kayla, as the Master of Ceremony of Speech Contest Korea 2021. Well, good afternoon, Ms. Gadizsa, as the judges and all the audiences and also all the contestants. This afternoon, I want to say congratulations for all 5 of you who passed the elimination stage. And now this is your time, yeah, to, to give the best, yeah, because this is already the final stage here, and actually 5 of you already the winner, yeah, so just enjoy for today and take your time, and I believe you already prepare well, and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Anggun, for your speech. Next, please do welcome Mrs. Gadizsa.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. Assalamualaikum. On this happy occasion, I would like to share a couple things that hopefully will be useful for your future steps. Let us start with going back 2 months ago when I was invited by Ketua OSIS SMA 78, it's Salma, to be one of English speech competition judges. That time, me and my colleagues happened to recently co-establish a communication consultancy firm. It is called PRASA Komunikasi. It is dedicating to help Indonesia's actor of change to maximize the process of development goal. So being a help for building skill or building capacity among young generation is one of PRASA Komunikasi missions. So we took the chance. But during the preparation and the implementation, I actually feel that it is me that learned a lot from the preparation process and even from the judging day yesterday. I learned that physical barrier and limited mobilization due to COVID-19 has brought us more connected. There is no way that I would be able to see talented young students coming from outside Jabodetabek if it's not because of our present circumstance. There are representatives coming from Makassar, Sidoarjo, Samarinda, Palembang, Jember, Denpasar, and so on. Another thing to be noted that this limitation has pushed SMA 78 committee to do beyond what they usually do. Usually, school competition or any school cups are more focused on the physical activity like sport, dance, and so forth. But this year, the committee has learned to adapt. The adaptation has brought them to create a new competition branches or more competition branches like English speech, Indonesian debate, photography, and so on. Not all the school students are fancy to the sport, I believe. Some of them, as example, are passionate about communication. Some of them are more passionate about visual or audiovisual things. Back to my youth days, most of school celebration are filled with sport and physical activity, as if they are everyone's passion and aspiration. Where even in my time, I know the students' aspiration are beyond sport or dance, but there is almost no access for them to channel their aspiration and passion. People at that time just take this for granted and carry on the same routines. But the SMA 78 decision has actually provided more chances for those students to be heard, to be acknowledged, to be engaged, and to shine too. Last thing, I witnessed that most of the contestants were present with high level of self-confidence. As I've grown older, I learned that confidence is one of vital elements that you should have. So I think pat your shoulder and thank yourself because you already have one of the vital competency to be successful. And please do maintain it. But is self-confidence enough? No, it's not. You also need to have another skill. We call it self-learning, self-evaluating, or self-reflection. Self-confidence without it is like a ticking bomb. My mother once said that you will never stop learning until the day you close your eyes forever. It means die. So the learning include the self-learning. And I must tell you that it's not gonna be easy for some people to do self-reflection, but you gotta push, and push yourself. And if you keep doing that, I believe you're gonna be later be a humble person. And humbleness is another vital component to be success in many areas. So no matter how many competition that you will go into, how many years that you will spend in your job in the future, you will always be hunger for learning and being a better version of yourself. And before I end my speech, I would like to congratulate our confident contestant yesterday contestant, and thanks for their support system, your parents, your school. For me, winning is not about number or it's not only about recognition. For me, winning is more in individual level. Winning is about learning, understanding, and doing better next time. And joining this competition, whether you are awarded with Sekoria winning title or not, you are already in the right path to your winning journey. So thank you and hope to see you shine always in the future. And good luck for the upcoming 5 contestants. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the words of wisdom, Mrs. Gadizsa and Ms. Anggun. Now, before we proceed even further this afternoon, do you allow me to give a brief explanation about the rules in this competition? The first one, each contestant are allocated 7 to 10 minutes to deliver their speech. Second, contestants must turn on their cameras and audio while delivering speech. Third one, other participants in the Zoom meeting, except for the judges, must turn off their camera and mute themselves. Now, if everything is clear, ladies and gentlemen, let us begin with the first contestant. We have Istiana Wahyu Dewi from SMAS Hang Tua 2 Sidoarjo. To Istiana, please. Istiana, you have the floor.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let's take a step back to where it all started. In the late 2019 to early 2020, I'm sure at least one of you must have heard rumors like COVID-19 is just a hoax. Even our former Minister of Health, Dr. Terawan Agus Putranto, on February 15, 2020, gave a response to the media saying, if Indonesia hasn't been affected by the virus, it's all because of our prayers, which later, of course, became a controversy. But all of those assumptions suddenly went silent when President Joko Widodo announced the first ever COVID-19 case in Indonesia on March 2nd, 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get into the details, my name is Istiana Wahyu Dewi. I'm a student from 2nd Hang Tua Senior High School, Sidoarjo. First and foremost, let's thank the Almighty God who has given us health so that we can gather in this wonderful event of 78 State Senior High School, Jakarta without any obstacles. Secondly, my highest respect goes to the judges of this event, the competition organizing committees, ladies and gentlemen. Now back to the topic. COVID-19. Who doesn't know about it already? Who is unfamiliar with it? Ladies and gentlemen, I will try to explain what I've known so far about COVID-19 in the easiest way possible, because I'm not a big fan of biology, so please bear with me. COVID-19 was first discovered in early December 2019 in Wuhan, China. Some people believe that it came from bats, rats, food markets, animal markets, and some other crazy things. This is a highly infectious virus to all age groups, as we all know, but especially elders, since they are at the highest risk because of their low immune system due to their age. To this day, experts still cannot yet confirm where, when, or how the virus crosses the species barrier and begins spreading in humans. But what is clear about the virus is that it spreads through respiratory droplets when an infected person coughs, sneezes, or speaks. As the official website of World Health Organization reported, that ever since the first known case of COVID-19 in Indonesia to March 10, 2021, there have been around 1.4 million total cases, including 1.2 million recovered and 37,932 deaths. My deepest condolences to those who have passed away due to the virus. May they all rest in peace. Amen. See, as I said earlier, when the virus came to Indonesia, the entire controversy turned into something crucial to talk about. I still remember how my parents and I watched the news about one of the first patients in Indonesia. And we were shocked, but that was it. We didn't know what was going to happen, nor how COVID-19 would affect us. And then 2 days later, my junior high school teacher informed me that schools across the city will be closed and that any kind of examination was suspended for 2 weeks. See, I was in the 9th grade when that happened. You know, national exams were coming up. There was just so much going on. So when I heard that for the first time, I was beyond happy. But little did I know that at that moment, my life was going to change not only for 2 weeks, but forever. Now, you might be wondering, how could you say your life has changed when it's only been a year? Well, there are 3 major moments that I want to talk about. The first one was when all of my important days were canceled. I didn't have my graduation ceremony, my senior field trip, and my national exam. I was quite happy about the national exam being canceled though, but hearing that I wouldn't be having a graduation ceremony and a field trip, of course, made me upset. And the second one was when my brother had to close his business due to the lack of customers coming. He was struggling a lot trying to find a way to fix it, but there was simply nothing he could do. Now, that was only my brother. Imagine thousands of others entrepreneurs in Indonesia who also had gone through the same thing. Imagine how stressful it was to find out that they had to close their long established business only because of a newborn virus. Now, the third one was when we've been told to do all of our activities at home. Now, this one is still going on to this day. Even right now, we're having an event through the internet. See, human beings were designed to seek a social life. We were designed to communicate with other people, to go out to relieve stress, or basically just live our life the way we used to. But we couldn't do that for a whole year. So if we stay at home, we get stressed out of boredom. But if we go outside, we get stressed over COVID-19. So it's a pretty complicated situation, right? Ladies and gentlemen, 2020 had been such a disastrous year. The disconnection we felt between ourselves and our best friends, the misery we felt when we couldn't celebrate the most important days of our lives. Also, the lack of motivation we've been feeling, especially us as a student. 2020 was also an awful year for the economy of Indonesia. So many people have lost their income and have no way to support themselves. Not to mention the number of citizens who have died in just 1 year. And the mental health issues that a lot of us had to suffer. We've been through it all with indescribable feeling. However, there's an old saying that says, always look on the bright side of everything. Despite the negatives, we can't deny that the existence of COVID-19 has been such an eye-opening time for us. Especially right now in Indonesia, it feels as if we are now united to look after each other. The way we remind others to wear masks, to wash their hands, and to social distance only because we care for them. These simple acts of kindness are the example that had never existed before the pandemic. See, also, believe it or not, COVID-19 has taught us to be more grateful about what we have at the moment. Sometimes we always seek for something unreachable, to the point where we don't realize that everything we ever need in our life has already been by our side the whole time. Your health, your friends, and your family. Let's be honest, when did the last time you ever appreciate these things that are already around you? These people that are already around you? Because I know for a fact that most of the time we just ignore them because we think that they will always going to be there for us no matter what. Says who? Take a look at our situation right now. Have you ever thought that millions of people would be losing their loved ones because of a newly discovered virus? No. It just happened unexpectedly. Ladies and gentlemen, I know how hard it's been for this country and for us. But from this day forward, I want us to promise ourselves not to take anything for granted. While we still have time, call your friends, spend more time with your family, talk to them, cherish every moment you get to spend with them. We are more than blessed to have our people around us. Because trust me, there are people out there who wish that they had more time to spend with their loved ones. With that being said, let's look out for each other. Let's keep reminding each other to wear masks, to social distance, and to stay safe. Most importantly, let's not be sad about everything that happened, but instead be grateful for what we have right now at the moment. As my favorite artist of all time, Bill Kian, once said, yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery, but today is the gift of God, which is why we call it the present. The honorable judges, committees, ladies and gentlemen, for the better life of Indonesia after COVID-19, stay safe. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Istiana, for your speech. Now, let's move on to the second contestant. We have Rodatul Jamila from SMA Noris Jember. Rodatul, if you may turn on your camera, please. Thank you. Rodatul,
Yes.
you have the stage.
Okay.
Yes, you may start now.
Wow. COVID-19 has been struck our daily life society. It seems the most severe aspect which is affected is health aspect. But actually, is it not? Nearly every aspect in our life got affected. Well, as blade of knife which has two sides, COVID-19 gives us the positive and negative impact. And today, I am talking about the impact of COVID-19 in education side. Well, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable judges, committee, and all our viewers. COVID-19 really changes us a lot, from economy to education. Everyone needs to adapt into new system, new rule, and new habit. As students, we got the real impact. Last year batch, class of 2020, there is calling us giveaway batch or corona batch because they didn't take a national examination due to this pandemic. Well, I would like to underline, it's not their fault. It's just the condition. It also affects us. Afterward, there is no teaching and learning process on the school. All of education goes online from YouTube, Google Classroom, Zoom meeting, and any education platform. My friend told me that going online class is so amazing. Instead of learning the material, you can just lay in your bed. Well, several of them also say that online class is boring. We might not really understand what the teacher said. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, from my point of view, online class system has a both side. In positive side, we can learn the material easily. Yes, we don't need to write manually. We just need to type. Oh, just don't forget, type to speech feature. Don't get me wrong. Yes, I just want to say that it is a word. It saves our time. We can search the information as much as we want. We can independently become the student, the one who seek for knowledge. We are fully responsible for who we are. Becoming smart or not is our responsibility. But ladies and gentlemen, not all students are ready with this change. They may get bored easily because they have to watch screen all day. They think that they get so much homework. If they are not ready with the material, they will shockingly have no understanding. And simply said, they know nothing from the online class. Wow. If the student think that one material is difficult and there is no one who can explain it clearly, of course, they will give up to study. Is that the future in Indonesia? Of course not. Well, we cannot change this situation. Pandemic are already there. So what should we do? First thing first, change our mindset. Of course, we need to change our mindset in positive thing. Well, imagine that you are not successful as you wish. Imagine that you are not getting your dream. That's why you need to plan it and arrange it from now. Remember, learning is not only for the GPA, but also for preparing yourself, either soft skill or hard skills. Change your mindset. Everything needs hard work to build. Everything needs honest way to go. Well, in hard time, we need to be tough. It's not the time to complain. It's not the time to give up. If you think positively, you will get the positive thing because you are what you think. In my case, I changed my mindset in online competition. Before pandemic, I just have one chance to deliver my speech in front of the judges. Well, in this pandemic, I can take some videos and submit the best one. Well, something new come to me. Yesterday, wow, believe it or not, it was my first time trying Zoom competition. And I'm so very, wow. At first, I'm not sure that I can do it. But I just try and do my best. And finally, I be here, being finalist. And these opportunities happen because there is support from the committee who had this competition and the judges who give me chance for being finalists. Well, second, we need to master the technology. Of course, it means that we have to know how to operate the technology itself. Learn the new apps. And then make yourself understand with the technology in a whole, then share it with your friends. I believe when you can master the technology, you are one step closer to your dream. And then, if you can handle the application, you will be the winner. So friend, as student, as a good generation, we need to take this positive impact of COVID-19 as our opportunities for being good future generation. Jiddu Krishnamurti, an Indian philosopher, stated, there is no end to education. It's not that you read a book, pass an examination, and finish with education. a whole of life, from the moment you are born to the moment you are died. It's a process of learning. So, whatever the situation, whatever the condition, be prepared. The last I say, keep spirit for better nations. Well, I am Rodatul Jamila from SMA Nurul. See you as the winner. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Rodatu, for your speech. Now, let's move on to the third contestant. We have Andika Hernando from SMA Pangudi Luhur, Jakarta. Andika, you may turn on your video.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Andika, you may start now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I would like to thank the Almighty God. It is because of Him we're all healthy and able to attend this virtual competition in the middle of COVID-19 pandemic. I would like to thank the judges and the committee for giving me this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to advance to the final round. Good afternoon, everyone, and the respectable judges. My name is Andika Hernando. I'm one of the representatives from Pangudi Luhur, Jakarta. It is absolutely an honor for me to compete here in Sekoria on celebrating the birthday of 78th High School, Jakarta. I hope you all are healthy and feeling as amazing as I am. I'm here to tell you what the COVID-19 pandemic has done to our economy. Spoiler alert, it's devastating. The World Health Organization explains that coronaviruses, or COVID-19, is a virus that infects the respiratory system. This viral contagious disease is called COVID-19. It causes common cold to more severe illnesses such as Middle East Respiratory Syndrome or MERS-CoV and severe acute respiratory syndrome or SARS-CoV. Coronavirus is zoonotic, which means it is transmitted between animals and human. According to the Indonesian Ministry of Health, the development of the COVID-19 case in Wuhan began on 30 December 2019, when the Wuhan Municipal Health Committee issued a statement, quote, urgent notice on the treatment of pneumonia of unknown cause, end quote. The spread of the coronavirus is unexpectedly very rapid even across countries. To date, there are 188 countries that have confirmed that they are affected by the coronavirus. The spread of the coronavirus, which has reached to various parts of the world, also has an impact on the Indonesian economy, both in terms of trade, investment, and tourism. Responding to the coronavirus that has grown rapidly, the Indonesian government began implementing restrictions with social distancing policy, maintaining social distancing, avoiding crowds, then physical distancing, keeping a minimum distance between people of 1.8 meters since early March 2020. This activity restriction policy has drastically reduced the activity and movement of people in Jabodetabek and big cities. Large-scale social restrictions, or PSBB, due to the COVID-19 pandemic have caused severe national-wide economic damage. This loss will only be covered if the crisis can end it before it leads to mass business bankruptcy that ultimately cause a mass unemployment. As long as the PSBB is prolonged and are extended to other cities, then the impact of the losses will automatically increase and can be projected based on a comparison of time and area. With the existence of PSBB, offices and most industries were prohibited from operating for a relatively long period of time. Several international institutions have even predicted a weakening in the global economy, including the International Monetary Fund, or IMF, which projects the global economy to grow -3%. The coronavirus has entered Indonesia for more than a year now. Large-scale social restrictions or PSBB measures have abruptly stopped economic activity, as I said before, with demand falling and disrupting supply chains around the world. The pandemic has been infected in various sectors such as household consumptions, investment, etc. Small and medium-sized businesses, or UMKM, are at the forefront of economic shocks caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. In the initial survey, more than 50% of UMKM indicated that they could close down in a matter of months. The impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic on the UMKM sector are certainly very influential on Indonesia's economic conditions, where the contributions of UMKM to the nation economic is very enormous in various fields. These impacts are consecutively decreased sales, capital difficulties, product distribution constraints, and raw material difficulties. In order to support entrepreneurs' effort in implementing new business models and digital transformation in their business, it is important for the government to make structural policy for the long-term benefit. This policy is not only used to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic, but also Industrial 4.0 era in the future. This policy includes short-term policies for UMKMs, namely the introduction of digital technology and training UMKM actors and workers, as well as policies for UMKMs to adapt to the use of technology for production processes. Use of digital technology media to promote UMKM products and find potential market for the products. Remedy policy shall take into account the differences between sectors to make them more relevant to their specific needs. They also need to be more transparent if they want to provide direct subsidies to entrepreneurs, aiming to help to overcome this crisis. Meanwhile, digital transformation follows the emergence of new digital skills and the adoption of digital tools. It is a transformation process that requires rearranging previous business models to make room for a new, more effective and efficient practices. The government has issued a policy in order to empower UMKM in a COVID-19 pandemic situation. There are several UMKM protection schemes that are already implemented by the government, namely A, providing social assistance to poor and vulnerable UMKM actors, B, tax incentives for UMKM, C, relaxation and credit restructuring for UMKM, D, expansion of UMKM working capital financing, E, placing ministries, BUMN, and local government as a buffer for UMKM products, and F, e-learning training. Government shall ensure that the flow of companies is carried out gradually in a way that supports inclusive recovery, that is without further burdening those most affected by the crisis, such as youth, women, migrants. There are opportunities to improve bankruptcy status, facilitate the closure of unproductive business, and proper business restructuring, and increase the ability of entrepreneurs to start new businesses after failure, because bankruptcy can increase so dramatically in this time of uncertainty. Policy reforms must be able to limit negative effects and reduce personal costs for unsuccessful, honest entrepreneurs. The key to restoring national economic condition is survival at the level of individuals and business entities. Therefore, the state must make every effort, including by providing stimulus so that its people do not collapse in this time of crisis, remain productive and have adequate income, and the business can continue to run. What is needed is the right policy, both in terms of location, time, and procedure. If the PSBB can guarantee a break in the COVID-19 transmission chain, then do it right and in the shortest time possible. Do you know that we, as the Indonesian citizen, could help UMKMs by doing the PSBB or a large-scale social restrictions policy? Prolonged restrictions or moving locations due to inconsistency risk exceeding the survival capacity of individuals and business entities. And if that happens, then rescue cannot be carried out and the losses will be even greater, both economically and socially. We have finally arrived at the end of this speech. I really hope you all enjoyed this speech, and I'm very sorry if there are any mistakes. And I really do hope you can learn something from this speech. There is no Indonesia without UMKM, so let's support them together. Thank you for your time and attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Andika, for your speech. Let's continue to the fourth contestant. We have Pinkan Angeline from SMA Saint Christophorus 1. Pinkan, you may start your video.
Thank you. I'm sure we all have heard about the famous meme. Can we uninstall 2020? This version has virus in it. Well, what if I tell you that it's not as bad as it sounds? Hi, my name is Pinkan Angeline and I'm from St. Christopher Senior High School, speaking here virtually through your screen as one of the finalists. and I'm here to tell you about the impact COVID-19 has brought upon us. In other words, the positives and negatives about COVID-19 in Indonesia. Now, before I start, I have here my script. Why did I rip my script off? I'll tell you in a bit. I believe you have heard 3 perspectives from 3 amazing participants before me. So please allow me to introduce my perspective in a more casual way. Okay, first allow me to ask the honorable judges and my respected audience. If you were to ask, do you want to hear the good news first or the bad news first? Well, based on psychology, people would want to hear the bad news first. So let's start with the bad news first. During these times, as life slowed down, we need to stay home and do everything from home or only by virtual. As a result, this will most likely have serious mental health effects on the population, especially for Indonesians, considering that we have been in this COVID-19 era for quite some time, long enough for it to affect our mental health. This can affect anyone and is built from an elevated rate of stress or even too much screen time. Have any of my honorable judges and my audience has ever felt this way before? Or maybe your relatives? Well, I believe that at some point we all have been through a mental state of burnout. Well, how can we overcome this, my dear audience, you may ask? Firstly, we need to be aware about signs of a mental burnout. Early signs of a mental burnout is that you have a sense of failure or self-doubt. Another sign is that you lack of motivation and just feel hopeless, trapped, or defeated. My dear audience, I'm here to tell you that I myself as a student have had a mental burnout. There are moments when I feel drained or I doubt myself if I will ever succeed. But then I will take this as a sign to take a rest while reminding myself that I am not those thoughts or those feelings and that I am not alone and that I am worthy. And here I am speaking here happily enjoying myself because I encourage myself that it's normal to feel this way. My dear audience, you may say that life is I'm sorry, but that's just how life is. Life always has 2 sides, the positive side and the negative side. You always got to choose which one you want to focus on. If you're going to keep focusing on the negative side, it's never going to stop and you will not move forward in life because there are always going to be downfalls. But on the other hand, there are also so many positive things happening too. And this goes the same with COVID-19. My dear audience, this might be the new normal. This might never end. The fear will constantly haunt us. My dear audience, I want to encourage you to turn that fear into power. You may ask, how do I turn my fear into power? Well, take advantage of your fear and turn it into the fear of not being a better version of yourself. Life is always going to teach us a lesson, and how we react to it and how we learn from it is what matters. And remember that just because others invalidate your mental health does not mean it isn't real. Mental health is just as important as physical health. And thankfully, in Indonesia, our government's concern for mental health has improved the access of online consultation. The government has launched a psychological consultation service to help people in need to deal with their mental health issue. Now, enough from the negative side. On top of every negative, there are always a positive side. And because I'm a girl full of questions, I would like to ask another question. Have you ever questioned yourself or wondered, what is the positive from COVID-19? For me personally, the only thing I'm seeing positive is that I'm diagnosed positive with an obsession with Korean drama. No, but serious business here. Is there really anything positive in the middle of a world pandemic? Well, the answer is yes. With half of the world getting into lockdowns and most activity being stopped, I believe that even in this scenario, there is a positive side. My dear audience, during these times of uncertainty, COVID-19 has positively impacted the way we cherish our time. Before COVID-19 existed, we have always been so busy, we don't have the time to think of anything besides our assignments, work, and tasks. What I'm talking about is, for me personally, before COVID-19, school, homework, group projects takes up most of my time. But after the education switch to online class, the teaching becomes more concise, and it's a plus for me because after school, I efficiently finish all my assignments, and afterwards I have so much time to spare that I can spend on doing my hobbies and explore my interests, which is something that I can't even think of before COVID-19. And besides the time COVID-19 had given us to be in our phone all day, many people have taken this as a chance to showcase their expertise and start a business and even raise awareness. And the people watching them are empowered to do the same. Another positive impact COVID-19 has brought us is our awareness to work on a better lifestyle and practice better hygiene, from rarely washing our hands to washing every 10 minutes, and from just shaking our hands to just namaste. And one of my most uncommon experience this pandemic is when I ordered something from Shopee. I believe it was baking tools because at the time I was having an obsession with baking with my sister. And a few days later, when the delivery guy came to deliver my package, he shouted, "Paket," and I went rushing to get my package, right? And as I was signing the delivery paper, I found myself chatting with the delivery guy. That's why I think it's because I've had zero contact with anyone else besides my family. So looking back, that's why I was willingly to take the opportunity to have a chat with the delivery guy. Then afterwards, I sprint to wash my hands, sanitize my package, and rip my mask off. And this have made me realize that COVID-19 had made me do everything more hygienically. My dear audience, I'm pretty sure that we all are fully aware that being hygienic is one of the most important rules to survive in this pandemic. But did you realize that this is something COVID-19 has positively affected us? Well, we do now. Now, why did I rip my script off? Well, this paper is just like our health. We take it as unimportant, but after it's torn, it'll never be the same anymore. And finally, as a free soul pirate in Sekoria 2021's combat, my speech has come to an end. I would like to thank the honorable judges for allowing my message to be heard by everyone, and thank you for the committees for your hard work. And lastly, I would like to thank everyone for your attention. I hope we all learned something from it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pinkan, for your speech. Now, last but not least, we have the last contestant, the fifth one. We have Devara Alandra Wicaksono from SMA Pangudi Luhur, Jakarta. So, Devara, you may turn on your video.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, judges from Sekoria 2021, SMA 78, Jakarta. Before I start, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Devara Alandra Wicaksono. Currently, I am a 10th grader in SMA Panguduluhur, Jakarta. Now I'm really excited today because on this special occasion, God has given me the opportunity to give you a speech. Today, I want to tell you about issues on the COVID-19 pandemic. It's not about online school problems, not about stress being locked at home, and not about vaccination controversies. I'm here to talk about how the COVID-19 pandemic has changed our country's economy. Ladies and gentlemen, it's universally acknowledged that the COVID-19 pandemic has spread with tremendous speed, infecting millions of people in just a span of months. This led to an economic crash worldwide, causing thousands of businesses shut down, millions of workers unemployed or incomes cut, and families afraid to go out of their own houses. In the beginning of this pandemic, the government viewed that the virus wouldn't be able to live here because of our unique climate and Indonesian special body immunities. But the fact was, the virus finally touched down in our country. And the 2nd of March this year was the first anniversary of the coronavirus in Indonesia. Of course, this wouldn't be an anniversary that we would celebrate. Our country has the highest number of COVID-19 infections amongst all Southeast Asian countries. As of March, the total number of COVID-19 cases in Indonesia amounted to 1.4 million. And up until now, the death toll in Indonesia has arose to more than 39,000 deaths. That's a lot. Our country's economy has declined due to this uneventful pandemic, experiencing a pretty slow economy and falling into a recession. Well, let's start by defining a recession. Analysts often describe a recession as 2 consecutive quarters of declines in the quarterly real GDP, or gross domestic product. The GDP is the economic activity of a country. GDP also serves as an indicator to track the economic health of a nation. Okay, now I'll explain about our country's recession. In 2020, the Indonesian economy contracted into negative 5.32% in the second quarter and minus 3.49% in the third quarter due to the pandemic. So by definition, Indonesia has fallen into a recession since we had minus GDP growth within 2 quarters in a row. Indonesia, however, could use COVID-19 disruption as an opportunity to revamp its entire economy with a focus by taking immediate, significant, and decisive action to support Indonesians and businesses facing hardships as a result of the economic downturn. According to world consultant McKinsey, this could position the country stronger than ever before in the new normal. I picked McKinsey's research for supporting data because McKinsey is the world's #1 economic consultant, and they also serve as the strategy advisor to our government. To face the new normal, or people say it the next normal, McKinsey recommended several key strategies. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 3 main platforms of directions to face our country's economic decline. They are the policies, the social, and the technology. I will try to explain those 3 platforms that in total consist of 8 strategies one by one. Each group of platform consists of more than 1 item. The first platform is about policies. This platform consists of 3 items. First is government and regulation, in which our government needs to identify the needs for detailed protocols for safe operations. Our government must also be agile and adaptive when responding to crises. Secondly, for energy and environment, we must shift towards more environmentally friendly habits to make a safer and healthier place for the better of our nation's economy. The last in the policies platform is supply chain. In a pandemic situation, import supplies from other countries are somehow disrupted. So as an example, the policy should address the problem to manage the supply and demand of economy products. Okay, that's all for the policies initiatives. Now we come to the social platform. The second is our social platform that consists of 3 items. First is for social contracts. People are expected to be more open to some privacy contracts in exchange for greater health and safety guarantees. For instance, protocols or applications that help track people who could potentially have been infected by the virus. Second is for society and consumers. Businesses should identify changes in consumer behavior that are caused by the pandemic, like more intensively using the digital commerce, online shops, and e-businesses. Finally, the last one for the social platform is healthcare. we need to reform our healthcare systems to prepare for possible future pandemics. All right, so we're done with 2 out of 3 platforms, which are policies and social platforms. Moving on, the final platform is about technology, which consists of two items. The first strategy is technology and innovation. We must boost the use of online channels and digitalization of businesses so it will improve our economy. Some examples are usage of robotic process automation, electronic offices, and other sensors reducing human interactions. Second is work habits. Companies should support new working from home habits using technology, like e-collaboration, virtual meeting, or online presentations that we're currently doing right now. So the economy is still running, even when people are not meeting in person. So that's all the 3 platforms that consist of 8 strategies to manage this country's economic turbulence. Ladies and gentlemen, the government's economic recovery strategy also includes the vaccination program, which has kicked off and will be expedited in stages this year. Besides vaccination, the country's economic recovery from the pandemic will also depend on the fiscal stimulus package and on economic reforms. These are all important factors that we should consider to prepare our beloved nation, Indonesia, for future problems and the upcoming change in the next technological and economical phase. Again, I will repeat, concerning the 3 groups of platforms, we'll need an agile leadership, an adaptive environment and community, and apply more technology in our daily lives. Dear audience and respected judges, now if I may conclude, if we roll out inoculation through vaccination, launch the economy stimulus plan, and apply those 3 strategic platforms as our center of growth, I'm sure that Indonesia will emerge even stronger after the COVID-19 crisis that has changed our economic stability. That's all from me. I hope the information that I've given today will prove useful to the current situation of our country. Stay safe and stay healthy. Once again, thank you.
Thank you so much, Devara, for your speech, and thank you so much to all contestants. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear the judges' commentary about the performances. The judges, as you may. May start. Please welcome Ms. Anggun.
All right. Thank you, Kayla. Wow. Sorry. Okay. I'm still amazed with what is it? The your presentation, yeah, 5 of you, and that's really what is it? Make me dangling, yeah. Yeah, to decide which one is the best out of best, yeah. And yeah, what I like from 5 of you are your what is it? Your idea, yeah, to what is it? Talking about this COVID-19 solution, yeah. The what is it? The site, both of the site, and also the creativity to what is it? To build up your what is it? The text, yeah. You not read the text, yeah. And what is it? You also speech in brief, yeah. And that's really make me really what is it? Confused who will be the best out of the best. And yes, but you already did well, yeah. 5 of you, and congratulations. And yeah, that's all from me.
Thank you so much, Ms. Anggun, for the words. Now, please welcome Mrs. Gadizsa.
Hello. It's been a pleasure for me to judge such talented and confident students today and yesterday too. And thank you for today's contestant effort. I think your control manner and self-confidence are generally high. You are all awesome, and you are all giving me and the other judge, Mbak Anggun, a hard work. Please remember your today's experience as part of your winning journey. Beyond this competition, you are the one that have full authority to be the winner or not in your life journey. And I hope the English speech competition will be kept carry on in the future Sekoria event. And I also hope this action could set a new standard for other school competition in the long run. And hopefully there will be more and more hidden talent and aspiration to be acknowledged and engaged. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Gadizsa and Ms. Anggun, for the word. Now, we have come to the end of the event. On behalf of the organizing committees, we would like to thank you for spending your time with us this afternoon. We would like to express our gratitude and thanks to everyone who had given us big support and helped us to run this program in such a success. We'll be announcing the winners on the closing event of Sekoria 2021 on 9th of April 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, and we'll hopefully see you soon on Sekoria 2022. Thank you for watching.